Hi all, it's Eddie from Wheelie Tropicals. Just doing a quick introduction. Unfortunately, I've just filmed a 30-odd minute video and the microphone had disconnected at the very start. So I'm going to try my best to kind of say what I was trying to say on the video. But if the audio, I imagine in a lot of places, doesn't match exactly what my lips look like they're saying, that's exactly why. So I'm going to film the audio now, get it posted, and next time, instead of getting 30 minutes through a video, I'm going to make sure that the first clip that I film has actually got some level of sound on. So I thought I'd apologise in advance. But yeah, like I say, out of about 15 clips of video, there's zero sound on absolutely any one of them. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe if you like what you're seeing. If you're returning, then thanks again for tuning in. But like I say, if you are new, there is episode 1 and episode 2 out where we sow different things and there's updates. So the purpose of this video is that as things germinate, I am going to be updating them on that particular video. So try and watch all of them where you can, because the ones where I sow the cannas on episode 1, they might not germinate, for example, till episode 5. So it's going to be a continuous thing. Then like I say, if you've got any feedback, put it in the comments. Appreciate you watching. Hi, so I'm going to film this part again in the tiki bar, just because I couldn't match up what I was saying on the video. So I've got 3 sets of seed for episode 3. Again, Jungle Seeds, a company that I've been using for years. This is not a sponsored video, not paying me for my opinion or anything like that at all, but I did reach out to them, as I told you previously, to say any chance we could get a discount. So I'm trying to do a grow along. And they've kindly given us 20% off for the subscribers on the channel. I'm going to put the link to that in the description as well. So just copy and paste that. Minimum order is £10. Obviously, you've got postage on top, but it's 20% off. So it's a nice discount, especially just for inputting a code. What we've got without further waffle is we've got Dahlia imperialis Alba, which is a tree dahlia that has white flowers on it. Absolutely beautiful. Nice and easy to sow on that, and we should expect germination between 1 and 3 weeks. That's wicked. We've got a plant that I get asked for every single year, which is angel trumpets, otherwise known as Brugmansia. Got 2 sets of these. One, interestingly, according to ChatGPT, it's extinct. So it's Brugmansia sanguinea. Apparently is extinct in the wild, according to ChatGPT. If we can get our teeth back in, we then got Brugmansia volcanicola orange. So again, another interesting one there. So I will put, as I'm doing the segments on each of these, I'm going to put either interesting stuff on there if I think I can find anything on there, as well as what these plants are going to look like at a more mature state. So rather than you just looking at a seed packet thinking, thanks, Ed, I get absolutely nothing from that visual at all. I will put something on so there's something to look at rather than Latin names of plants. We've also then got something that we can eat, something I've never tasted to my knowledge, and certainly something I've never grown before, something we can impress our mates with. This is 2 lots of papaya. So I've got one that's called Red Lady, and then I've also got one that's called Papaya Solo Sunrise. So I'll put both of those on, slight difference in colour from what I can see. Some really interesting information about these ones. They can grow in one of 3 sexes. So if a male, female, or both, we need to keep a couple for germination. Obviously, you need the male and female, same as palm tree seeds to make them viable. So to get the fruit, we need one of each. And apparently, there's quite interesting, easy ways online of how you can spot which one that you've got. If you get one that's both, then you don't need those. So you want to hang on to those ones. So without further waffle, I'm going to get onto the video again. Apologies that the audio wasn't working, but I'll try my best to kind of sink in, or maybe I'll just freestyle another load of, because I don't use any scripts. I've got nothing to go back to. So if my lips don't match, don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you exactly the same information, but it might just be slightly different. Live and learn. So first up, we have got the tree dahlia. Which thankfully I've got an example of behind. These are the Dahlia imperialis Alba. We're going to fill our seed tray up. We got using a 1/4 seed tray. And these are like kind of like marigold seeds to to my knowledge. I'm sure that's kind of what they look like to me anyway. And we're going to sow these into a quarter size seed tray. We're going to get to a nice level on the soil, but obviously we don't want to fill it right to the rim in case the water flows over the outside. These need to be surface sown, so we're going to scatter these on top of the surface, but we're not going to cover these seed because they need light in order to germinate. They should germinate between 7 and 21 days, and they need temperature, which is 20 to 24 degrees. So really easy. Here's one that I've got that I've grown from a couple of, I had some older seeds that I found a packet of, and I threw them in just to make sure, just try and get some kind of value from the seed packet. And I have actually got 2 plants out of that, so it was better than nothing, and certainly better than throwing the seeds away. We're going to use a quarter-size seed tray, and we're going to fill this up with the mix kind of to where the inner lip is, as you can see there, maybe just slightly below that line. Reason being is when you water this, we don't want the water to flow over the outside. We want to keep that in. It's got wicked drainage in the bottom, so it's really useful. The reason we're using the quarter size is because we don't want to be using massive full size and half size. That's going to take up a lot of room in the propagator. We can save a lot of room by having these quarter size ones, and actually I find that you get better results out of the smaller little kits like this anyway. As with surface sown, we're just going to sprinkle those, and then we're going to wrap those into a sandwich bag. Going to use pretty much the same method with most of these seeds that we sow in. The mix that we're using, as always, is the compost there and then the perlite there. So I normally use coir, but I haven't got any prepared for this video, so I'm just using sieved compost. Use a seed dibber just to mix that all around, and all we're trying to avoid is big lumps of compost anywhere or big bunches of the perlite. We want to make sure that it's thoroughly mixed all the way through. And then what I tend to do with any of these mixes, I just pre-moisten them, especially when you're going to surface sow, because we don't want the seeds to move around with you watering them afterwards. That's pre-moistened now. All we're going to do is grab the seed once we've watered these, and then we're just going to sprinkle them over the surface before we wrap them. Give that a water till you can see there the water's running through the bottom. And then I'm just going to move the camera so you can see the mix and how we're sowing these from here. So as we're going to surface sow these, we've already pre-moistened them. You can get them individually and just run them between your fingers. They will drop off where it suits them. That's what I'm going to do here. Just ruffle them between my fingers, and they will fall. There's no exact science with this. Just don't let them be all bunched together. So if you see any, use your seed dibber just to kind of move them. Going to wrap that with a sandwich bag, as you can see there. Throw your label in, so you want to make sure that these are labelled. So I'll put the label in on the side, and then we just use a cheap sandwich bag, wrap that up, as you can see there, and then I'm going to put that inside the propagator. This time of year, being May, it can stay outside in the greenhouse, but I just wanted to kind of have a bit more control and get the quickest results by putting them inside of the heated propagator. Very next up, we've got the papaya, which I'm really, really looking forward to growing. As I said before, you can get fruit from these in the first year. They could be male, female, or both. Ideally, you want to be soaking these for 1 to 2 days and keeping them around 25 to 30 degrees. When we're talking about sowing them, we're sowing them about 1 centimetre deep, so around about the size of your first knuckle. So it's not too far at all, not too deep at all. And then basically we're going to keep the area moist. If we've got a dome, then we're going to use the humidity dome. If we haven't, we're going to wrap it with the baggy method again. Just try and trap that humidity in. These need, when they're kind of a bit more established, they need regular watering, but obviously don't want to be root rotted. Like I say, they don't even like root disturbance and things like that. So traditionally these would be sown where they were going to stay abroad, but obviously I don't have the luxury of being able to do that in the United Kingdom. So especially in Birmingham. So we're going to get these sowed nice and easy. 25 to 30 degrees they need, as I said, 1 centimetre deep. And that's that. Pretend I've soaked these seeds for 2 days, because it will definitely help if they have been sown in advance. Another interesting thing about these plants is they can get fruit in their very first year, which is not the same as quite a lot of fruit that you can grow as well. And they can get up to around about 100 fruits per plant. Obviously, we've got about 15, 20 seeds here. So the last thing I'm looking at doing is eating 1,500 to 2,000 papayas. But obviously, there's worse things to eat than these, I'm sure. Apparently, it's supposed to be really, really tasty, but we'll be able to find out. So I had a bit of a brainwave as I was about to mix this 60-40. Because they don't like root disturbance, they really, really don't like root disturbance. I haven't put as much perlite in, because quite often when the roots wrap around and you lift up the plant and it's got perlite on, the perlite can fall straight to the floor. So I really want these to almost get a bit root bound and have them wrapping around and around and around. And then I'm going to plant these in a much bigger pot than what I would do traditionally. So it might look a little bit daft putting a tiny little seedling into a massive pot. That's what we're going to do. Again, if you've not seen a humidity dome and you hear me talking about them, that's all they are, just a little lid. And it's just like basically a fancy way of, instead of using a sandwich packet or whatnot, like the little sealable bags. I got these off Temu, so hopefully I'm going to be able to use these for years. But you put that on, keeps all the humidity in, and it's nice and easy. As always, I top everything that I sow pretty much, apart from the seeds that say do not cover, with vermiculite, as you can see there. If I can keep the camera in focus, give that a nice firm down so the seeds have got good contact all the way around with moisture, because for us to get them to germinate, we need to penetrate the seed coat. Give that a water. As you can see, there's a slight difference in the coloration of the vermiculite. It's only slight, but get used to the slight difference, and then you'll know when these need a water, because when you put them on heat and stuff, obviously that water can dissipate. The reason we're putting the domes on them and wrapping them in sandwich bags and things like that is to keep that moisture in, so it'll keep being recycled. So we'll still need to mist them every now and again, maybe once a week or something like that, but this will help keep that moisture in, making the job far easier for us, and I'm all for that. As always, basic move, but make sure you label them, put the name on, and then what I also do is on the back I put the date on and how many seed I put in there, just so I can get a rough idea for the germination. Just make sure that it's UV resistant ink, or that you turn the label around so it doesn't face the way that the sun does in the greenhouse, because the sun and the UV rays will bleach the ink off. And if you sow anything like me, which is hundreds and hundreds of pots, it's very difficult sometimes to work out what's what without the labels, no matter how long you've been doing this. So turn the label around so it doesn't hit the sun, and just make sure that you've got UV resistant ink as well. I'm doing a bit of a Blue Peter one. I've prepared the other papaya, which is the Solo Sunrise, and just for experimentation, we're going to use the sandwich bag method with this one, and just show that both methods will work just as well. Water them really well so the water's running out at the bottom, and then all we're going to do is wrap those so it's all inside. Make sure they're labelled. Put them in the greenhouse, that's absolutely fine. Warm windowsill, all that jazz. Or, as I'm going to do, I'm just going to chuck them in my heated propagator. Next up, we have the Brugmansia, as you can see there. Quite leathery, kind of hard seeds. So again, anytime you see seeds like that, it's a good idea, in the most part, to soak those for a day or two when they're that big and they're that hard. I'm not going to on this particular occasion, because I'm going to be using the propagator that I've got with the heat on. So I think with that, the water circulating and stuff in there through the heated water and that goes in the pots, I think I'll be absolutely fine with getting away with that. But obviously, to do justice for jungle seeds if you follow the proper method, which is soaking them for a couple of days first. And then you might get quicker germination than if you don't do that. So it's advised to soak them where you can. And just to show the final product, that's the Brugmansia sanguinea in there with the label on, vermiculite on the top. That's all been watered with a sandwich bag put over the top, ready to go on your windowsill, in your greenhouse, or like I'm going to do, just throw it into the heated propagator. Next up, we've got the Brugmansia volcanicola orange. We're going to sow these in exactly the same method, no difference whatsoever. Just show you the seed there. The seed looks slightly different. They're not as gnarly, and I don't think they're as big as the ones that I just sowed either. So yeah, I'm going to put some information on the screen so you can see the colours of these flowers and the plants and things on the screen as well. Then just thought, as I'd referenced it a couple of times, I'll also show you the little heated propagator that I'm using. I think it's a Stewart one. It's the one that's got the thermostat, not like the Mac Daddy one that I use, which is the 2 Vitapods. Don't need them at the moment because all the plants you can see are growing really well, and they don't need that bottom heat. It's warm enough in the greenhouse. It's warm enough for all of these seedlings as well. I just wanted to try and see if I can be a bit more scientific with it. And I'll keep an eye on the warmer days. I'll take the lid off it for now, just to provide a little bit of bottom heat. But like I say, it's relatively cheap for the setup on there. There's definitely cheaper ones. I've used things where I just put it on the windowsill as well. So I just thought I'd end the video. I've done a terrible job of trying to link that audio, but as I said before, because I don't have a script, everything comes out of my mouth as it does in normal life, and then it's the first time hearing it when it comes out of my mouth. I had nothing to go back to, so I've tried my absolute best, but what I've pretty much done is just done a new audio again over the top, so just please excuse the fact that my mouth's saying something completely different than the audio on there. I just wanted to thank Jungle Seeds as well, because you know, they are a busy company. They're not desperate for orders or all the rest of it. They're happy to be found organically, so for them to give the subscribers and myself a discount code to use, I think was absolutely fantastic and absolutely fair play for them to do that. I'm going to put that in the discount code. Please let me know if anyone's ordering any of the seed and whether it's worth me trying to negotiate things in the future, because obviously if not, we won't be able to get any of the codes. No pressure, but I just thought it's worth me knowing if it's something that you guys wanted to do. As well as I appreciate absolutely everybody watching the videos. If you're new, or go back and watch the first couple just so you can get an idea of what we've grown, and there's been germination already on a lot of the things that we've done. I'm going to put in the description as well every single seed that I am growing, so there's a list there so you can run ahead and buy some of the bits and bobs. You can see similar methods as what I'm using, but obviously grow along. It's more fun if we all say, you know, who's germinated what, how many you've got that's popping and things like that. I think it'd be more interesting in the comments if you can put things in there, as well as tips. I'm into my 3rd year of growing now. Before this, I've done no gardening or anything whatsoever. I'm a web designer, so I don't profess to know absolutely everything. These are just things that have worked for me as I'm growing. But doesn't say that you guys don't know a better method than me. So put it in the comments. My ego's not like that. I think if we can all help each other and it comes from, you know, a good place, I think I'm happy to have all that kind of in the comments as well. Making these videos on your own and talking at the phone is not an easy thing for me to do. I find it quite difficult some days. So feel free to leave me any feedback, and hopefully positive, but anything that you think's missing from the videos that you want to see more of. I am going to try and put some examples on the screen and stuff on there as well. But like I say, just put anything in the comments at all that you think will help the channel. But like I say, if it's your first time, don't forget to subscribe. And anyone that's made it to the end of the video, I really appreciate it, because it's people like you that's helping push my videos out further. Thank you very much. Hi, just a really quick end to the video. On a quest to get to 1,000 subscribers, as I mentioned before. If I get to 1,000 subscribers this year, I'm hoping to do it in a couple of months, to be fair. Then I'll do some type of giveaway where I can send either some seeds or like a plant or something. We'll do like a spinny wheel kind of competition and stuff like that as well. So feel free to share these videos and just try and help me blow the channel up, because I can only get so far on my own. So appreciate anybody that's made it this far. Thank you.